Howdy everybody, thanks for stopping in. It has been quite the week. Wasn't really sure how the weekend was gonna turn out. We've had some really good warm weather this past week. Thursday and Friday it was 40 or 50s, and I think Friday it was almost 60. However, I woke up yesterday morning. Friday it was really warm, but the wind was something fierce, and I was kind of concerned because come Saturday morning there was snow on the ground again, but it rapidly disappeared. It's been right around freezing the last 2 days, and right now it is really nice outside. The sun's shining. There's a pretty steady breeze blowing that's keeping it kind of cool, but the sun's shining, and in the sun it feels really good. So I have some outdoor chores to get done, which is hauling firewood up to the house and to the wood rack for the annex. And then I want to take advantage, since last weekend my splitting session got cut kind of short due to this sloppy mess. Nobody's seen it on the camera, but I about ate it out in the wood yard 3 different times. And after almost sliding under the log splitter, I was just over it, had no desire to be out there doing anything. So I want to try and get some more of that split today. I know that's not very exciting, but unfortunately that's what I got to do. So anybody's interested in watching, we're gonna see what we can do and get done. Probably won't be out here super long. My wife wants to take the dogs for a walk, and so we're gonna hoof them out back around the range and out on the back side of the woods. And my men's group's meeting tonight, so I'm gonna go to that. But we've got a decent window here to get something done, so I'm gonna light up this Perdomo Habano Sun Grown. And since we're gonna be outside for a while, this one happens to be in a Churchill length, so this one is a 7-inch stick. Tastes just the same as the Epicure, which is like a Toro sized, but it is just longer, so which is a good deal. I'm using my standard old Calibri single cut, straight cut. We got a nip just off the end there, and then my torch, my Zippo torch lighter. So we'll toast the foot on this just a touch if I can get my lighter to light. Problem is I can't see it. There we go. Good deal. All right, tractor's warming up, so let's go move some wood. Okay, so we got the wood rack up on the porch filled up. It's not quite full, but I want to stop and point this out. We're getting to that time of the year. It's the beginning of March, and we're getting here in northern Indiana where the temperatures during the daytime are going to be in the 40s again. And so we won't be burning near as much wood. We'll mainly be doing evening fires. Our house back here, even in the woods with no foliage on, once it starts getting into the 40s during the day, if we get have a good fire in the evenings and overnight, the sun will keep the house during the day. It'll maintain that house temperature around 70 degrees. So this time of the year we won't burn, but mainly in the evenings. Now if we have a day where it's rainy and crappy out and it just never feels warm. Those days, obviously, we're going to have fires, but we're going to get to the point here real soon where it's only going to be evening fires. So that what I have on the wood rack right now, if we're only burning in the evenings, that's probably 2 weeks worth of wood, and that's what's on there right now is about 1/3 of a face cord. So but yeah, maybe 2.5 weeks worth of wood if we're only doing evening fires. So I'm gonna go finish filling up wood racks, and I will bring you back when we get out to the wood yard and do some splitting. So hang tight. Well, folks, I think that's gonna wrap it up for me today. I didn't get quite as much time splitting as I'd hoped. I got a phone call between stacking wood and getting out here to split, and it was a phone call that I was not gonna miss. My good buddy Ace works for the railroad, and he has a very bizarre schedule, so when he calls, I try not to miss it. But I wanted to point out something. You guys have been watching for a while. You might notice some of these splits are a little bigger than what I normally do. This one's not too bad, but a bunch of this cherry, about the outer inch of it, is getting kind of punky. And if I try to split it too small, it just crumbles. And so I just left it in a little bit bigger chunks and was using it. The heartwood was still good and solid on them big rounds, and I didn't see any reason to waste those or just turn them into boiler wood, because there was enough good firewood on the inside for me. Not something I would want to put into bundles and sell, but as many of you know, I don't sell firewood, so the only customer I have to please is me. And that little bit of punkiness on that outside edge here, that's not gonna bother me any. And so I just leave them chunks a little bigger than I normally would split them. If you've been around a while, stuff like this is ideal for me in my Vermont casting stoves. And then, I don't know if it'll show up very good on the camera. There's a few rounds that were cut that were fairly long. They were about that 22 inch length. I didn't trim those down because they'll go in the old woodland stove in the annex. And so when I go to stack this trailer load, the long stuff I'll leave in here, and then I'll take it to one of the wood racks at the annex and put it on there. With this cherry being split as small as it is, even the bigger chunks, getting it put on the wood rack now, that stuff by next December will be ready to burn. So it'll go on the empty wood rack that we have at the annex right now. And that way I can keep the longer stuff kind of separated out. Some of it I have to kind of pick out because I forget, and it gets stacked in the along with the 16-inch length stuff. So, but that's why every now and then you'll see stuff that I leave at them longer. I got some longer rounds, and that's because they go in that other stove. I'm trying to get it to where I cut everything is at 16. But if I'm getting down to the end of a log, instead of cutting a 2-inch cookie off, I have a use for my cookies, so I don't mind having them. But every now and then, if I'm in a hurry, or just trying to get some stuff done in the time that I got, I won't cut that. I'll just leave it in that 22-inch length. My woodland stove will take a 22-inch piece of firewood pretty easy. So, to me, you get a little more burn time out of that longer piece in that stove, so I don't mind having them. But anyways, I got to get stuff put away. I got to get rounded up and get cleaned up so I can go to my men's group this evening. So I appreciate y'all hanging out with me for a bit. Hope y'all have a good week, and we'll see you soon. Look at these troublemakers. Miniature grizzly bear and shirts, and Dirkus, the slickback wiener dog.